Hey everybody, and welcome back to the On Deck Podcast. It is a Prospects Live podcast, and we have been called Baseball Potpourri, but more recently we've been called Pretty Good. And we're glad to be here with you. It is, of course, your hosting team for the ages, starting on my right, although I don't know that he's going to be on my right whenever this is oriented for the YouTube machine. Not my problem. It is the never hatless one. It is Coach Nathan. Call him Nate. Rasmussen. Nate, beautiful hat. What's up with you?
Turnpike Troubadours hat. It's my favorite band out there. Fun fact, I suppose. Rhys, do you know who that is?
Dude, no. I don't know music. I listen to Future and I listen to like very other little stuff. I have to put my phone on Do Not Disturb.
This is a great reminder. I need to make Drew's road trip playlist for Greg because Drew, as this
Today,
is airing, as this is airing, Drew, your wheels on the ground. Who's driving? Are you driving Greg down there?
So we're taking Greg's car, and I've volunteered to drive some, but I don't know that he's going to let me. We'll find out, I guess, as this is airing, what's happening.
Well, there's my intro right there. But yeah, excited to be here.
Yeah, awesome. And with us, as always, of course, it is the director of pro scouting at Prospects Live. It is the face of baseball media. It is the free-range human, and it is the middleman, Rhys White. Hi, Rhys.
Hey, how's it going? I was like having like a little bit of like I didn't know if it was a burp coming out or whatnot. Drinking sparkling water is quite an adventure sometimes. You never know what's going to happen. You never know if you're going to get acid reflux. You never know if you're going to have a burp that just shows up out of nowhere. But yeah, I'm glad that Nate's starting to get as many nicknames as I am because I'm tired of all my nicknames. Although the middleman is my absolute favorite one. That is a bit that I can't wait to unleash one day. Whenever I get time from Prospects Live, I'm going to create a Patreon and I'm going to be the only subscriber and it's just going to be me middling on every single prospect.
It's going to be awesome. And, of course, me, no nicknames, no titles, other than your friend, your host, your boy, Drew Wheeler, and I'm glad to be here with you. Today, we've got a quick episode, but one that is going to be chock full of information helpful to you this weekend, because we are breaking down the 2025 All-Star Futures Game rosters. We have a really fun iteration of the trade machine. We're going to talk what's going on at Prospects Live, and there's so very much going on, and, of course, what's on our minds. So let's get to it.
I don't wanna try that hard. I ain't gonna show that card.
All right, let's crack down, boys. Nate, Rhys, as you both know, I am going to be wheels on the ground, no pun intended with the last name, hate that, in Atlanta this weekend for the Futures Game. Going to be interviewing players, and as such, I thought this would make an interesting study opportunity for us to break down the rosters. And as a gift to both of you, I need you to take this very seriously. I will ask any prospect you choose, any question you tell me to, within reason. So think about that as we're going through this. Boys, the way I think we're going to do this is we're going to break it down AL and NL and go by section. I think we're going to talk pitchers, catchers, infielders, outfielders. All of us maybe give a name and why we're interested in seeing them be named to the Futures Game, or what you want to see out of them in the second half maybe. How's that sound, fellas? Rhys, sound okay?
Works for me.
Nate?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. All right. Well, let's start, Nate, in your neck of the woods. My favorite demographic, one of my two favorite demographics, pitchers. Nate, you are my favorite pitcher I think I've ever met in my life. So that's tough, actually. I don't know. You're certainly in my rotation of favorite pitchers.
Am I on the Mount Rushmore of pitchers?
Drew pitchers. Yeah, Drew pitchers that I personally call a friend. You're certainly in the rotation, so I'll give you that credit. The AL pitchers, I'm going to run through them really quickly, and then Nate will talk about your guy. We've got Zdranslo Cynthia of the Seattle Mariners, Keegan Gillies of the Baltimore Orioles, Brody Hopkins of the Rays, Gage Jump of the Athletics, George Claassen of the Angels, Parker Messick of the Guardians, Frank Mazzucato of the Royals, Alim Bersanta of the Astros, Noah Schultz, two-time back-to-back Futures Game guy with the White Sox, Trey Savage of the Blue Jays. Nate, who's your guy?
Well, so to first of all intro this whole thing, I think and I think Rhys would agree, we're slightly down on the overall rosters this year. Some really fun names got replaced recently with some less fun names.
Yeah.
I have seen better Future Games rosters before. However, there are still fun players littered throughout. Mm-hmm. For the American League, I kind of want to talk about Gage Jump a little bit. I feel like he is well deserved to be here. One of, if not the best athletics prospects out there right now, and he's kind of been having, I don't want to call it like a breakout year, but this has been his breakout year.
Certainly emergent.
100%, right? So I think it'll be interesting to see what he can do on that stage. I think he would be an interesting guy to even interview. So Gage Jump is kind of the AL pitcher that stands out to me. I know there's some fun names on there, but he's kind of the guy I'm most in on right now in terms of prospectum.
Very good. Rhys-topher, what are you looking at in terms of the AL pitching roster?
He really jumped out on the page to me too, as well. Boom, boom. So, okay, the guy I'm fascinated with, and I want to know everything about him. I want to know what hand he eats, like what hand the fork goes in, what hand the knife goes in. It's Jurangelo Cijntje. I want to know everything about like how he chooses to go about his life. Does he do certain things right-handed? Does he do certain things left-handed? I want to know everything. So yeah, Jurangelo Cijntje, he's the one he's the most fascinating pitching prospect in all of baseball, mostly because he's doing something that we haven't seen since Pat Venditti. And even Pat Venditti, I don't even know if he ever made it to the majors. Cijntje,
He did.
Oh, he did? Good for him. Shout out him. Oh, well, if it's for the Mariners, then is it really a major league team? Yeah, Cijntje, anyways. Especially because some of those Mariners teams, when he was probably up, was not good. But yeah, I just want to know everything about Cijntje. That's the thing I want you to ask. But the prospect that really stands out to me is Brody Hopkins. That dude is nasty. It is a weird angle. Tell me if you heard that before for a Rays prospect. Weird angle, really good pitch mix. The command's sort of taking a step back this year, but I think the stuff's really good.
He was a Mariners prospect first. It's no big deal.
I was about to say, Nate, I feel like we should ask you to rebuttal on that, but we won't. We'll let you get Rhys back in your own time. It's not like you guys won't have enough opportunity to chat this weekend, and you can get in the subtle dig at him. Let's move on to catchers. And Rhys, we're going to stick with you on this one. The AL catchers, the crop's looking like Jose Briseño of your Tigers, Rhys. Harry Ford, another back-to-back Futures Game attendee from the Mariners. Nate, your Mariners. And then Carter Jensen of the Kansas City Royals. Guys, my question to you is this. Rhys, starting with you. Am I wrong in saying that the definitive ranking of these prospects should be Briseño, Jensen, Ford?
Ooh. Is Ford even going to be there? I thought he got called up to the majors.
He got taxi squatted.
Okay, he got taxi squatted.
He didn't end up making it.
No, that sucks. Because I really like Harry Ford. I like Harry Ford more than Jensen, if I'm going to be 100% honest. Okay. But yeah, Briseño, Matt and I were actually having a conversation. Are we going to 55 Briseño? Is the question that we've been asking ourselves. It's 55 hit, 70 power question mark. Yeah, so it's pretty crazy stuff with Jose Briseño. He's not a catcher though. Like he's only a catcher in name. He is a how nice do I want to be? He is a train wreck back there. Train wreck mixed with an earthquake, mixed with a nuclear bomb behind the plate. So it's pretty bad. But he's a really good bat.
Question, on the scale of like 20 to 80, what % nice was that? That's got to be like 10.
Yeah, it's not.
That was
it's
not
on
a nice way. Okay, that was not a nice way.
He's not a good defensive catcher, and he never has been. The knee injury should have really moved into first base full time.
Well, there's always tomorrow. Jose Briseño, for you all at home, born on the greatest day of the year, September 23rd, unrelated to me. Nate, you seem to agree with Rhys that the definitive ranking should be Briseño, Ford, Jensen. Or are you with me that Jensen above Ford?
I would put Ford above Jensen after what he's been doing this year. I think the defense, I really like the defense out of Harry Ford. Saw him in person this year. Impressed with everything he's been doing. I wish the Mariners would play him in more spots so he could actually, get some run with the team or whatnot. Also, just feel horrible that he got taxi squatted, so everyone thought he got called up and he didn't get called up. That must just suck because now there's people are posting about it on social media. Kind of tough. When looking at the AL catchers, though, this is the most loaded position group in my opinion of any of them. It's pretty easy to say because there's only 3 of them, so there's not a whole lot of room for bad catchers in there. But when I look at the list in order, this is the most fun position group, in my opinion. I don't know. I like all 3 of those players. I think all 3 of them are future big league starters in some role or capability.
There you go. And it's good to know that both of you are wrong. I would put Jensen ahead of Ford. That's just me, though. But it's good to know that you're both wrong. I get my due every so often. Let's move on to the infielders, guys. Really quickly scanning through them. Kalen Culpepper of the Minnesota Twins from Memphis, Tennessee. One of my favorite facts about him. CJ Kafis of the Guardians. George Lombard Jr., a longtime favorite of the On Deck podcast with the Yankees. Nate?
I have my question for you. Can you ask George Lombard Jr. where the hell his power is?
I will not ask that. Bryce Matthews of the Astros, Kevin McGonigal of Rhys's Tigers, Sebastian Walcott of the Rangers, Tommy Tanks White of the Athletics. And Nate, we're going to start with you. Which of these guys are you most interested in seeing in the second half, and why?
Definitely Kevin McGonigal. I think it's super fun that he got called up with the rest of the crew, Clark and Briseño. I have McGonigal at number 5 right now. I think he's a top 5 prospect in baseball. It's really fun because he kind of has some power, man. Like, that was what he needed to be a top 10 prospect in baseball, and it's happening. I just think he's probably the most polished hitter in the minor leagues as far as just pure hitting goes. And it's not a great stage for him. Like, Futures Game isn't the place to show that off or whatnot, but I just think he's such a fun prospect. He's one of my favorites.
But what if, Nate? But what if I get to see a hitting display? But what if? What if it's an old-fashioned
3 home runs?
What if it's an old-fashioned Willie Mays Hayes? Hey, I need you to stay put. I plan to put on a hitting display. Rhys, of these guys, which are you most interested in seeing in the second half, and why?
I love CJ Kavis. I don't normally like first base prospects, but he's a left-handed hitting first base prospect, so he's not. I don't have to worry about that. I think he's going to hit 25 home runs in the majors, maybe as soon as next year. I love the approach. Honestly, the Guardians are having a offensive tailspin, free fall, however words you want to put it. You're telling me that they can't use a guy who's currently hitting 312, 404, 565 with 13 home runs in their lineup right now? Like, I think that it's kind of ridiculous what they're doing. If I'm going to be honest, maybe they're tanking for Rock Chalowski. Who knows? Shout out to him and shout out to the interview that him and Nate did. So, but yeah, I think CJ Kavis is just so good. Like, I don't understand why he's not up with the major league squad.
Well said. Rhys, you're doing a wonderful job of being very nice today and saying things in nice ways. So congrats to you on that.
I'm trying something new. I'm trying to be less positive.
Oh, trying to be less positive.
Less in the middle?
Well, okay.
Yes, less in the middle.
Right. Wow, I love to hear that my influence is working so well on you, bud. Let's talk outfielders, Rhys. The AL outfielders of the Orioles: Enrique Bradfield Jr., Rhys, one of your boys; Max Clark, another of your boys from the Target; Justinson, the password Garcia of the Red Sox; Lazaro Montes, Nate of your Mariners; and Braden Montgomery, his socks formerly red, now bleached white. Rhys, which of these guys are you most excited about, and who do you think has the most upside of this group?
Ooh, who has the most upside and who am I most excited about? I love Enrique Bradfield Jr., man. I just love the slap and dash profile. But I'm most excited about Max Clark. I think that he's the sort of guy who puts on for an event like this. I can't wait to see what sort of cleats he wears. I can't wait to see what sort of Bruce bolts that he pulls out for this event. What sort of sunglasses he wears. Like, I want to know everything. I want to know the entire gambit with Max Clark. Also, he just recently hit a home run, 107 to the pull side, 107.5. I don't like it when people include the decimals. That is a extremely small point. It drives me nuts. I don't need to see that someone threw a fastball 96.7. It is 96. Anyways, Max Clark, a really good defender in center field. I'm very excited to see him in this showing. I feel like I'm just being a little bit of a homer right now.
You have the right to be. I mean, it's a very exciting minor league system for your Tigers. Nathaniel, of these outfielders, which has the most upside to you?
The most upside, I would agree with Clark, just because I think it's like a super defensive profile with burgeoning offense. I mean, Lazaro Montes, obviously, if everything works for that guy, it's going to be awesome. Man, he's proven me wrong in Double-A right now. I thought he would really struggle out of the gate with the more advanced pitching from high to Double-A, and he has held his own and then some. So I'm really interested to see what that does to a profile like Montes. I'm not sure I'm 100% bought in yet, but it's a very, very interesting breakout that I didn't necessarily see coming. And then in the same realm, the password, nobody saw him getting better, making the jump from Double-A to Triple-A, but he's gotten better. I think that's a fun little crop there. And Braden Montgomery is just a stud. His cannon arm. I like all of these guys as well.
Needs to give up hitting from the right side. He just needs to give up hitting from the right side.
100%. Yeah.
It's disgusting.
Rhys, I've said it. You've probably heard me talk about Braden Montgomery and how I was not a believer more than anybody in the world. Because I talk about it all the time on Path to the Show, and I've talked about it with you a lot. One of the questions that I have for Braden Montgomery this weekend is not so much a question as just apologizing for thinking he was terrible. And I want to tell him in person I'm sorry. So I don't know how
I'm sorry. I thought you were terrible. Please.
I don't know how he's going to react to that, but I'm hoping that it ends up well.
Can
All
you
right,
ask
guys.
him about two-weighing, actually? Ask him, that guy
Yeah.
could I still think he could be on a mound, man. Watching him pitch in college, I thought he was electric.
Yeah, he was
I
something,
liked him a little
wasn't
bit
he?
more on the mound. I liked him a lot on the mound. I thought it was fun.
He's got a cannon.
I always kind of thought that the bat was better personally, but he was a solid pitcher. Certainly impressive and could two-way for sure. All right, fellas, really quickly, let's jump on over to the old National League team where we've got a crop of pitchers. Nate, as you alluded to, 3 of them recently removed, including the one I was probably most excited to see in Mr. Andrew Painter. That being said, still some talented guys here. Let's run through them really quick. Alex Clemmie and Marquis Grissom Jr. of the Nationals, Hayden Harris of the Braves, the hometown Braves, Trent Harris of the Giants, Wellington Herrera of the Rockies. We've got J.R. Ritchie, also of the hometown Braves, Jonah Tong of the Mets, Carson Wisenhunt of the Giants, Thomas White with the Marlins. Nate, we're going to stick with you again with pitchers. Buddy, which one of these guys do you think is going to have the nastiest individual pitch thrown in the futures game, and why?
Ooh. I mean, Jonah Tong is pretty nasty, but that Alex Clemmie heater, I'm a Clemmie guy. I know that, the walk numbers are crazy, and he's probably a reliever, but if it works,
Were you
if
talking
it
about
works-
Tong or Clemmie, Nate?
Clemmie, I think Clemmie has more risk than Tong at this point. I definitely think I'm a little bit lower on Tong than maybe consensus. I know kind of Rhys is as well. The only, just looking at this well-rounded, the only pitcher I'm, super into here is Thomas White out of the whole crop. But J.R. Ritchie, hometown kid, I played against him a bunch in high school. He's a Seattle guy, 1 year younger than me. Man, he's one heck of a pitcher, and I'm glad that the Braves haven't rushed him too fast, that like we've seen with Fuentes and stuff like that. Ritchie could have easily been Fuentes if they decided to go that route. I'm glad they're taking a little bit of care with him, letting him develop a little bit more, because I think he's going to be a really solid mid-level pitcher in the major league someday.
Sure. I'll have to ask him all about the inevitable Nate Rasmussen, J.R. Ritchie battles that I missed from Seattle. So
Yeah, West Seattle High School, they beat us a lot.
good to know. I'll be sure to mention that. Rhys, buddy, of these pitchers, which one do you think is going to be the nastiest? I know that you have spoken well of Carson Wisenhunt in the past. I'm curious if that's who you're going with.
He's the one I'm most excited to see. Honestly, he shouldn't be in this game. He should be in the major league squad with the Giants. Have you seen the way the Justin Verlander, seeing him in that uniform makes me visibly disgusted. It makes me lose minutes off my life because of how much it bothers me. But yeah, Thomas White, my son, he might also get a chance to go against another Thomas White too. That'd be really fun. Although he goes by Tommy. But yeah, I hope. So yeah, Thomas White, really good stuff. And Carson Wisenhunt, I just don't understand why he's I don't understand what the Giants are doing. Why isn't he up at the major league squad? He's ready. He's not walking a lot of guys. He's not striking out a lot of guys either, which is that doesn't fit the narrative that I'm trying to push here. The home run issues haven't really been that bad in the Pacific Coast League. So yeah, I'm just confused on why Carson Wisenhunt is here.
Yeah, I think that's a fair thing to say. We've talked about Wisenhunt a ton on Path to the Show, buddy, and that's constantly your rallying cry. Why is he here? I won't say that to him this weekend. I feel like that's rather rude. So,
well, it's not his fault.
That's true. It's absolutely not his fault. Let's move on to the catchers in the NL, Rhys, a group that I'm really excited about. We start with Alfredo Duno of the Reds. We go to Joe Mack of the Marlins and Eduardo Tait of the Phillies. Catcher supremacy in full effect, Rhys. What do you think of this group?
I think this is a really exciting group. I know Nate was talking about how he really liked the AL group. I like the NL group a little bit more. I think the return of the Mac has been a fantastic thing going on in the minor leagues. Joe Mack, I think, is better than Agustin Ramirez, if I'm going to be 100% honest. Joe Mack has same power, better defender. I think there's a lot going on. I think Joe Mack is quietly being one of the more underrated prospects. And I love that they went with two young catching prospects. Alfredo Duno, is he going to catch at the highest level? I don't know. But I think that the tools are pretty crazy here. It's plus power with, more speed than you would think for a catcher. And then Tait, the swing has been a little bit exposed by single A pitching, but I still think that there's the pretty high-end power upside here. And I also think he's another one who's probably going to move off the position, maybe be a first baseman.
Could be. Rhys, if I'm understanding you correctly, you were saying in terms of Alfredo staying a catcher long term, you do know?
I do know.
Okay. Well, I think we're in agreement on that. Nate, looking at this crop, you did say just a minute ago that you loved the AL catchers. What's your opinion of the NL catchers, buddy?
I love them just slightly less. I think that this is a super fun group. Joe Mack is the greatest catcher name of all time. I just think
Truck.
it's such a good name, like Joe Mack.
Mac Daddy.
He 100%
Daddy.
like owns a car dealership when he's like 70.
Ooh,
Like
that's
Do
Brett,
you think that? Do you think that Return of the Mac is his walk-up song?
He has to
Like,
use
I think
Return of
that-
the Mac.
It-
If he doesn't, it's a humongous missed opportunity.
Yes. Sorry, I didn't mean to derail you, Nate. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was derailing myself. Just talking about how Brett Boone has like 4 dealerships and like it does commercials, whatever. Joe Mack's glove is
John Elway owns Toyota dealership. I'm so sorry.
We're going off the rails. Joe Mack's glove is sick. I watched a minor league game where he's catching, and the camera angle is like really good, like and clear for some reason, which is unexpected. I feel like, and Joe Mack is like a difference maker behind the dish. I really like him a lot, and I think that that's a great take, Rhys. Agustin Ramirez, Joe Mack. I think I'm just a Rhys clone at this point, or Rhys burner account. But yeah,
You
I
are.
like that take.
I've
Matt,
never
they're
seen
still the
both
same
of you
person.
in the same place. Yeah, I've never seen both of you in the same place at once. So, not twice a week for the past however many months, especially. So, let's move on to the infielders. Nathaniel, tell me, I'm not entirely sure that I'd be wrong in saying this is the most exciting group of prospects in the entire mix. So, let's take a little bit of time with this one. NL infielders, we start with Charles Condon of the Rockies. We move on to Leodalis Leo DeVries of the Padres. Connor Griffin of the Pirates. Lou James, Gino Groover of the Diamondbacks. Jesus, call him Seuss Made of the Brewers. Salvador Sal Stewart of the Reds. And Jeremy Jack J.J. Weatherholt of the Cardinals. Boys, incredible lineup. Great first names. All of them tend to go by nicknames, I've found. That's fine. Nate, of these guys, it's got to go off, King. I mean, really, this is just a loaded
This is
crop.
the best group. This is
Yeah.
I don't know what you guys let me talk about catchers earlier.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I clearly I can't read. 3 top 10 prospects, top 11 prospects in this group. No, 4. And you see I missed one. 4 top 11 prospects in this group right here. And I think one of the most interesting guys here is Lou James Groover. I think he like has a really good case for being one of Arizona's best prospects. I think it's like a solid floor with him, but like you can't really go wrong. Like Charlie Condon like looks like he might be back, which is like super cool. Sal Stewart's just a fun-ish prospect, fun adjacent prospect. It's no, you don't like Sal Stewart? I think he's fun
Rhys?
adjacent.
I do not like Sal Stewart. Sal Stewart's not my guy. I don't get it. Yeah, that's okay.
I'll let him know. I'm sorry, Reese.
No, you don't need to let him know. Also,
What do you
also,
give him fun adjacent?
no, it's like boring adjacent is Sal Stewart. Like I just don't get it. Like I mean I'm not trying to be mean, but like it's a second baseman who's a bad defender at second base who. I told you, man. I don't know. Maybe
You're
maybe,
doing
maybe
a
my,
terrible job of not being mean today.
I know. I need to get out of my system, but I just don't get it. Like I don't think he hits for enough power. The swing actively makes the power play down. I really think that, and I think that I think that the ballpark is nice and everything like that. But if you're hitting the ball on the ground and hitting like low line drives, then you can't hit it out of the ballpark. So yeah, Sal Stewart's not my guy.
So Sal Stewart is not Reese's guy. Nate, you were talking about Gino Groover and how he's probably one of the Diamondbacks' top prospects. I think I agree with that statement. A lot of floor with this guy, and while the ceiling's not lofty cathedral type ceiling, I think that there's probably a perfectly cromulent, everyday third base type guy here for the Diamondbacks at some point. I'm certainly with you there, man. Rhys, buddy, anything positive to say about this group? There's a lot of good guys here.
I wanna complain. JJ
Really?
Weatherholt's name is Jonathan David. Yeah, that's the only thing I wanted to complain about. It's Jonathan David, so I don't
So
understand what
he's
the
got to be
second J is
Jonathan
coming.
Jr. then. Jonathan Jr.?
Yeah,
Jonathan David
that
Jr.?
might be it. Well, I'm not going to listen to Google's AI because I think it's routinely wrong and dumb. Dude, okay, I'm not reading all these articles on JJ Weatherholt changed UVA. Okay, that's not important. Anyways, I'm gonna talk about the prospect I'm most excited to talk about. Charlie Condon. No, I'm just kidding. I really am excited to see Connor Griffin. I want to see the tools. I want to see everything. I want to see why he's the number one prospect the moment Chase Burns and Roman Anthony graduate. I think that this dude is an absolute tool shed. Leo DeVries is also really fun. Jesus Mate is really fun. I also agree with you guys on Lou James Groover. I think that he's the guy who's going to take over at third base when Eugenio Suarez gets traded to hopefully the Tigers this trade deadline. So yeah. I think this crop is really fun, and JJ Weatherholt's awesome.
I think Lawler
Indeed.
versus Groover is a conversation.
Ooh,
I don't think the Diamondbacks care for Lawler at this point. They've shown us the organizations tell us what they think of these guys, and they're like, I don't know. They gave Geraldo Perdomo all that money, and he's been awesome.
Best contract in baseball.
Best contract in baseball, best extension. Only one person believed him besides himself, and that was the Arizona Diamondbacks president of baseball operations and their owner. I guess he has to sign off on that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think Lou James Groover is kind of their third baseman of the future.
Very good. Perhaps we will see an Eugenio Suarez trade, perhaps also a Jordan Lawler trade, because, yeah, Rhys, like you said, man, we've talked about it a ton on Path to the Show. The Diamondbacks likely hate him, and that is an unfortunate thing. Unfortunate to say the very, very least. Let's move on to the outfield crop for the NL, our second to last group we're going to talk about. Nathaniel, loaded crop here, pal. Carson Benj of the Mets, Owen Casey of the Cubs, Slade Caldwell of the D-backs, Josue De Paula and Zaire Hope of the Dodgers, Esmerlin Valdez, Rhys's favorite name in the minor leagues as of yesterday's Path to the Show recording, for the Pirates. So Nate, we'll start with you. Of these guys, which do you think is going to make the splashiest splash in the Futures game?
Zaire Hope might hit a ball like 115 miles an hour. I would have loved to see Mike Sirota get in here and just run out the Angels outfield for half the game. I'm a bench guy for as far as Mets prospects go. Esmerlin Valdez is like isn't it? Do you guys know how many home runs he hit this year in High A? 20 home runs. That flies under the radar, and obviously there's a lot of hit tool concerns there. But like a guy who hits 20 home runs in 72 games is like, that's fun. He could hit a couple home runs the Futures game and maybe get on some more Raiders. I don't know. He might be the most niche guy who got into this game, if we're being honest. Good for Pittsburgh.
Absolutely. Rhys, anybody you want to note from here? I know that you, Rhys, you're a big binger. You've been a big binge guy this year. I don't want to make you talk about him. You have been on.
I've been on a binge lately, man. I think he's so much fun. I think that he is. Part of me wants to rank him higher than Jonah Tong. Like I'm like fighting that urge, like that. Those like like the devil and the angel on my shoulder. Like I love Benj a lot. Like I think that he's like just a perfectly fine. Like I think he might be a 55, honestly. I think that there's enough hit tool, there's enough power, there's enough defensive, viability in the corner that he might just be an above-average major league player for quite a long time. No, but I want to talk about Josue De Paula. Nate talked about someone who's going to hit a ball 115. I think Josue De Paula can probably hit a ball 120. Like we're talking about pretty crazy power. He still hasn't fully tapped into it in game just yet, like the way that you would think someone with that sort of power does. But I think that it's going to be coming in the next year or so, and this dude is going to be an absolute monster. I think that one of the things that I've learned from this event is who has the most loud BP, and I think Josue De Paula is the betting favorite to have the most loud BP. Drew and Greg are going to be like, oh my goodness, holy blank. I forget if we can cuss on this podcast. I'm not going to. Holy crap. This guy is an absolute freight train of a hitter. So yeah, I think Josue De Paula is the guy I'm most excited to hear about. What you guys think about the BP and what he does during the game.
You bet.
The
mouth on this guy, first of all. The mouth on this guy. Rhys, I had a note for you, and yet I was going to tell you, you were talking about the angel and devil fighting on your shoulders. Buddy, today the devil is throttling the angel. It is not going good for that guy today. So I'm not sure which side the angel will be cheering for, whether it was Tong or Benj, but it could continue a very bad day for the angel on your shoulder. Final topic about the Futures game rosters, guys. One of my favorite parts of it, the coaches. It's just a bunch of former major league stars. Of the coaching staffs, who's your favorite, Nate?
Nick Markakis, certified dog.
Great answer. Rhys?
Nick Markakis has been one of the most underrated players. I think that we're going to see in a couple of years, people are going to try and make a Hall of Fame. I was about to say MVP. We might be MVP of like a beer league softball team. But like there's going to be some like light Hall of Fame buzz with him. I don't get it. He's like a Hall of Very Good player. Although that account kind of sucks if we're being 100% honest.
We need the Hall of Very Great.
The Hall of Very Great.
No,
I got to root for my fellow Australian, Pete Moylan. I'm so excited. Although I will say, this is not meant to be mean. The veneers are a little much with him. They're kind of in your face. It's like when Aaron Judge got his teeth fixed. It was like the bad teeth's a good look for some people. I know. I feel like I've just been a douchebag this entire episode, and I very much apologize, Pete Moylan, if you're listening to this. I think you're fantastic. You're a fantastic ambassador for Australian baseball. Liam Hendriks is better than you, but that's neither here nor there. Travis Bazzana might be the best Australian baseball player of all time when all's said and done. But yeah, I'm so excited to see Pete Moylan. I think that he's going to be so much fun for the bullpen guys, and I also really like the fact that Marquise Grisham is going to be facing off. Marquise Grisham Jr. is going to be facing off against his dad, who is the manager for the opposing team. I think that's a little fun dynamic there as well. I think it's going to be a really fun, pre-game. They did that with Dusty Baker and Dusty Baker's son in the past. So I think I just like those sort of things. I mean, it's a game that doesn't really matter. So why not have a little bit of fun with it? And I think Marquise Grissom Jr. is a very nice low leverage relief prospect for people to keep an eye on in the national system.
Well said. Guys, I'm going to give quick shout-outs to Fred McGriff, Crime Dog. He was dope. Got to shout out Andrew Jones. Great name, bizarre spelling, incredible player, Hall of Famer should be. With you on Pete Moylan for sure. He was always a bit of a dog. And then like Nate said, you can't speak about dog without talking about Nick Markakis. One of my favorite guys to watch live baseball. Markakis killed it every time I watched him play. Loved watching him play. All right, cool. So, guys, I have one more question for you. Actually, no. I'll let you text me off the air because I don't want these people to know what question was yours. That way, if it's a smart one, I look better by default. So, when we come back, we are going to be hanging out with the trade machine. But this isn't the trade machine of old. No. Nate Rasmussen has tinkered with the mechanics, and we have got something nice and fun cooking for you after this break with the drop teams. Listen in.
Welcome back, everybody, and we are trade machining. That's a trademarked phrase. If you ever say the word trade machine, you have to pay Rhys White in merchandise, clothes. I think that's what you care about, right?
Bitcoin.
Free
Bitcoin.
stuff?
Yeah, free stuff and Bitcoin. That's me.
I think that's somebody else's gimmick, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ah.
I mean, I'll take whatever. I'll take, Venmos, PayPal's. I don't deal drugs, so I don't have a Cash App. So yeah.
It's ridiculous.
It's true though.
Nate, do you have
Everybody-
Cash App?
I have Cash App.
Okay, I have a theory, Rhys, that it's anybody that was like born outside of the 1990s has Cash App.
I'm a Venmo guy, don't get me wrong, but I've had to use Cash App like once a year. And it's not to buy drugs.
I was about to say, is it a shady interaction that you should not that we should have Adam redact? No, I'm just joking. I'm not accusing a coach of anything like that.
I just thought I know we need to get this on track, but I just thought of the funniest bit that we need to do. We need to get a recording, like a full screen recording of Adam just being like, "This scene has been removed for legal purposes," and that way we can pop it in every so often. That would be hilarious.
That would be
Do
great.
that on the draft stream, which we'll talk about soon. For now, I got like 5 names for you guys, and not all of them are realistic because you know I hate realism when it comes to trades, as we found out last time we did the trade machine. I've got names, and as a group, we're going to come up with teams and prospects that will make both sides happy in a prospective deal. Okay? Does that sound okay?
Let's do it.
We're going to start out Ryan O'Hearn and why he should be a Seattle Mariner. All right? If you have a team other than the Mariners, feel free to say it, but I would warn you against that strongly because Ryan O'Hearn is a Mariner at this deadline, but I don't know the package, guys. So we got to come up with something here.
Let's see. I'll pull up some lists. Let's make something.
So Ryan O'Hearn, Baltimore first baseman, all-star, I believe.
He is an all-star after being DFA'd. Isn't that amazing?
The contract, is this a rental or 1 more year after? I guess this probably matters and is something that we should know.
If you'll look that up, I think the key thing with O'Hearn is going to be we're needing something that's close enough to the big leagues. That way,
Pitcher?
if the Orioles kind of a pitcher is what I'm thinking, agreed, because we can deal from strength here. I'm with you completely, Nate. Something that if the Orioles kind of pivot to next year as they should, it could be a helpful piece. I have my eyes all over one guy particularly. Rhys, what are you thinking?
He's a UFA in 2026.
Oh, I'm looking at 2024, 2025. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. So are you on
rental.
Spot Track? Because
I
Spot
am.
Track is making it is very weird how they've decided to lay this out. I don't care about 2024. That's a different me. So, I feel like I'm on one today. Okay, so as far as we're talking, you know what? I would really like for the Orioles to get Luis Suspel. That would be someone that I think the dude just hits. I think that every time I've seen him, the dude just hits. There's some power. Is he a first baseman, third baseman? I think that in a Ryan O'Hearn trade, he has to be involved. I want him to be freed from the Mariners. Not for anything that the Mariners and him have done. I just would like to see him with a different organization and maybe a more steady chance for playing. Because I think that the Mariners are going to start like not having an opportunity for him to play anymore.
You think the
Mariners
Orioles
don't
are going to have an
develop
opportunity for him to play?
I mean, dude, honestly, like I don't know who the Orioles are gonna want. Like they don't play their prospects. So maybe that's the wrong way to go. But I just like him a lot. I think that he should be freed. Michael Morales is also someone that I think would be kind of up there.
I like Morales. Let me throw a dart at the board here, Rhys, because I don't think you like this guy, but Emerson Hancock maybe. Need for need.
Logan Evans has taken over the SB5 role. Hancock is expendable.
Emerson Hancock has been expendable since he's been drafted.
Jeez. God,
I mean, he's not been good. He's not been good enough, and that's fine. I think that in another organization, he makes a lot of sense. I just don't know if it's for a rental, is my thing.
Okay. I like Morales. I'm with you on Morales.
I like Morales.
I think that makes sense. I mean, what if it's something kind of like you said? Is it Morales and who'd you say? Swissbell? Is that what you said?
Swissbell? Yeah, I like
That
Swissbell
might
a
be
lot.
too much.
Think too much, Nate?
I would put Swissbell over Taipei right now in the Mariners org, or right next to him. I think they're right next to each other. I don't know. That's just me on my soapbox, though. I think Locklear is somewhat expendable, but I don't know if you do the first base for first base thing when the Orioles have some other options that can go into the corner. I think it's Morales or someone like Ashton Izzy or Jeter Martinez, one of those mid-level pitching prospects, and then.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I
like
think you
Ashton
throw
Izzy.
someone in that isn't Swissbell because I think the Mariners value him a lot. I would be really shocked if they traded him, and they don't have a whole lot of pitching depth in that system. So if you're going to trade from the pitching depth and also give up one of your, I don't know, like they're batting Swissbell like 4th or 5th on that loaded high A team above guys like, I don't know.
Rhys, question. What if the Mariners could give a prospect that was all projection but just isn't playing well? Do you think that's something they'd like to move on from?
I'm intrigued.
Colt Emerson, get him out of there. Ho! It's windmill on him. Anyway, okay. So where are we at here? What are y'all thinking in terms of the structure? Because I've liked some of the names we put out there. I think there's got to be something pitching here because the Orioles need it, and they're not going to draft it.
I think Brock Moore, really high-end relief prospect. Out of Oregon, he's probably in the early 20s, maybe the late teens on their list. I don't know if we've updated that list yet. I think it's probably two pitching prospects.
Yeah, I think you get the relief prospect and then maybe an Ashton Izzy type. I like Ashton Izzy quite a bit. I think
I do too.
I think he's also probably a blue reliever, but it's a good breaking ball. I remember seeing him a bunch when he was down in Single A, so I liked him a lot. It seemed like he was started every game that I was at, despite never being at a Modesto home game. So yeah, I like Ashton Izzy. I think that's perfectly fair. You're trading
Ashton
what?
Izzy and Brock Moore have been traded.
Have been traded to the Baltimore Orioles. I hope you like crab cakes and Old Bay seasoning.
I think that's a fair trade. I would agree to that. If I were the Orioles, I'd ask about Hunter Cranton if I was going to get a reliever, though.
Don't take my boy.
Listen, I'm
This
just
is why
telling
I can't
you.
do trades for the Mariners.
I'm just
I can't
telling
do
you.
it.
I would ask.
Yeah,
I would ask.
You're the one who did. You're the one who picked this trade, by the way.
Yeah, I
just
was
want
about
you
to
to
say,
know
you
that.
picked-
You started off in the
vetoing
uncomfortable
players.
spot.
I'm vetoing players.
Okay. All right. So our deal is Izzy and Moore for O'Hearn.
Yeah.
Drew stamp of approval.
Works for me.
Okay. Our next guy, we're going to take a huge step up here, and a guy who's probably not going to get traded. We're trading Mason Miller, and we're not trading him to the Phillies. I got another guy for the Phillies later.
All right.
Mason Miller, what team do you think needs a lockdown closer the most?
Detroit.
Of the teams contending, I feel like Detroit makes the most sense.
They
Is
have
that who
the
we're
ammunition
doing?
to make it happen?
It's Phillies or Detroit, right? Those are the two teams that are probably looking for a closer in this market.
Let's do the Tigers. That way we can pluck from Rhys's team first. And then we'll do the Phillies later.
Let's do this thing.
Okay.
So,
I'm ready.
Rhys, as the resident Tigers fan, what are you giving up for, 5 years of control?
What is Mason Miller? Is 5 years of control for Mason Miller?
I believe so. I didn't check. That's
Mason
off the dome.
Miller spot track. All right. So that determines how much I think that they should give up. There's a Mason Miller NFL. Do not click on that one. Okay, he is entering ARB eligibility. So in theory, he's probably the best closer in baseball.
In that mix, if not, for sure.
Yeah, just don't look up at how many home runs he's given up. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It doesn't exist. It's weird. I think that Fangraphs is actually lying to us about that, but that's neither here nor there. Mason Miller is worth anybody but the top 3. I really believe that. And maybe Bryce Rayner. I don't think they want to move him. So we're talking about Lorenzo, who's a 50, not performing very well. But I think that's sort of the headliner of the trade. He is ultimately a reliever, but I could be talked into pretty much anybody in this trade. I don't know what you guys think. I feel like, I think you trade up like 5. So the way I have the Tigers ranked is Kevin McGonigal, Max Clark, Jose Briseño, Bryce Rayner. They're Tyrone Lorenzo, I feel like Hao-Yu Lee, Troy Melton, Jaden Ham, Max Anderson, Enrique Jimenez, Chase Lee, Tyler Mattinson, Jace Jung. I think Jace Jung has to go in the trade. I feel like finally we can just be done with the Jace Jung thing, and he can go be in West Sacramento. I think he actually might play there too. I think he's a different flavor of Max Muncy. So very similar levels of 45 mids, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that sort of archetype player by any means. So I don't know I'm so bad with trades, but the Tigers, because I feel like this is the one time my Homer hat comes on, especially because I've been enjoying life. I was texting someone. I was like, it's great being a Tigers fan. I get to watch the best pitcher on the face of the planet. Just lock up the Cy Young right before the All-Star break.
I'll say this, Rhys. I think that if I were the Athletics, I would not. I would ask about every one of the top 4 in order, one for one.
Mm-hmm.
And now, let's go to Nate here, because I proposed it. You're the one that said you wouldn't. Nate, are there any of those big 4? And now, Rhys, again in order, you said McGonigal, Clark, Briseño, and Rayner?
Yeah.
Nate, at what point do you cut that off? Are you like, no, one for one, not happening for any of those guys? Or is it all 4? You're strictly no.
I think Briseño might need to be in this deal.
I'm kind of with Nate.
I
think I'm kind of with Nate, and I think a one for one, like Briseño and a little sauce, I think that gets it done.
I think you need a headliner piece. I think you'd rather have a headlining piece than a bunch of people, and then I think you need a lottery ticker too, like Chris Rodriguez.
That's wow.
I feel like you got to throw him in this deal. Like you got to give up like the young potential guy, and then maybe one more random guy down.
Let me see what I can find. Let me see what I'm gonna pluck a name out here.
My fear is Chris Rodriguez can't hit. Like it's been proven in the DSL that it's been suspect to say the least. But it's a DSL, so what are we?
I think
something Briseño young, so you get your major league ready piece. Then you can sell that to all 6 fans. And then
okay, I've got it.
Chris Rodriguez and maybe Enrique Jimenez.
I was thinking a pitcher. How about Ethan Schiefelbein or Owen Hall? Is that too much?
I don't think so, because I don't know what those guys are doing. I think they're in witness protection right now. They haven't pitched.
Yeah, they have not. I like the idea of getting kind of your big headliner and then kind of like Nate said, your lottery ticket pitcher and hitter, young teenagers, and then Briseño as your headliner. I think that will be a slam dunk for both teams. I love this trade.
I really like Yasber Sanchez, who's a relief prospect in Detroit. That's like a hierarchy thing, though, and I don't think you want like a double-A reliever. I think he's like 23 or 24. Who did you say was the pitcher heading over to them? So it's Briseño, Chris Rodriguez, Young, and one more guy, maybe.
I mean, I think if we do another guy, then I don't know. I'm really high on Owen Hall and Ethan Schiefelbein, but those are both just prep draftees from last year that I liked. I think that I don't know. I mean, I think that may be a step beyond. Who was the third one you said, Nate? Young?
Of the trade right now is Chris Rodriguez, Jace Young, and Jose.
Oh, Jace Young. Jace Young. Okay, I forgot we're including him. I don't know. I'm iffy on Jung just because we have him at home in Max Muncy. But I think that trade as constructed is fine. If it's Briseño, Jung, and Rodriguez.
Whatever lottery ticket.
Yeah. I like Rodriguez as the name. That feels really good. Because, I mean, it's like we said, Miller is already established very good. I think we need to get a pretty sure thing and then some possible things in that mix. I'm going to go ahead and put the Drew stamp of approval on this one, and I'm going to pass it to you guys for your final tweaks.
I agree. I think that they need the headliner, so Briseño is the easiest one to move, as much as it would suck. And then you move on from Young, give him a better chance to play, and then you throw in some lottery tickets, and then you just kind of figure it out from there.
I think with Briseño as the piece, I think from there you just kind of fill in some gaps, and I think it's good. I think that's a really interesting deal. Not that I think it'll happen, but very fun. Moving on to another guy that I don't think is going to happen either, but we got to mock some things around, and I actually have this in the prep sheet if you guys want to take a look. I'm going Joe Ryan here. Twitter rumors are flying about Joe Ryan. I do not think that there's any truth to those rumors, but if a pitcher like Joe Ryan was available at this deadline, what's the team and what's the asking price?
I mean, my mind goes right to the Cubs. I think that the Cubs need a starter. We know they need a starter. We also know that the Cubs have got a very deep system of guys who are blocked. So, Rhys, what are you thinking? Is there another team that jumps out?
Let's work on a Cubs Joe Ryan trade.
All right, cool. Rhys, take the lead on this one. I feel like I kind of drove the boat on the Tigers one.
Okay. So obviously Owen Casey needs to be in this trade. Owen Casey is never going to play for the Cubs. I'm 100% convinced of it. But he's more of a second piece. The problem is I don't see what the headliner is here. So I think that, do you throw in Ballesteros? I would not want to, but I feel like you have to. Sometimes you have to, what do they say? You have to crack a couple eggs to make an omelet. So I'm thinking Owen Casey, Moises Ballesteros, and then maybe one of the fourth outfielders who can't hit, Kevin Alcantara, Franklin, or Jonathan Long's going to be in this trade too. Jonathan Long just screams Twins.
Jonathan Long you are a Minnesota Twin.
He's a Twin. You are a Minnesota Twin. I hope you like hot dish and lakes. Okay,
so I just have to throw this out here. Joe Ryan, first year of ARB this year, so another 2 years of ARB. So not quite as much as Miller in terms of like service. And I mean, he's 29. Not old by any stretch of the imagination, but certainly again, not Mason Miller. I feel like I need to push back a little bit here. I don't think we're going to see both Casey and Ballesteros in this trade. I think that's just a touch beyond. I think that Casey, Jonathan Long,
Alcantara.
I still even think that might be a little much. I'm like, okay, Twins, do you like a Ben Brown reclamation project? Are you... I don't know.
Here's the problem, though. There isn't a true
Alcantara
headlining prospect in this deal, and you have to overpay for pitching in this market. I mean,
so
you're overpaying for Mitch. Like, teams are going to be paying for crazy prices for Mitch Keller this year. I can't even imagine the asking price for a guy like Joe Ryan. Where is Matt Shaw movable?
Maybe.
Oh,
no.
Wow.
No, I don't think that they would move him. They should. Then maybe the Cubs aren't the right team. I know we were trying to be a little bit more quick about this, but the more I think about it, this plane keeps going in circles. Great use of our tax dollars right there. Maybe the Cubs aren't the right team.
Yankees.
But the Red Sox, it's like Just Dixon. Just Dixon's kind of in the Owen Casey realm where I'm like, they doesn't really have a spot with his regular team. Jarren Duran, but then it's like the Cubs already have a loaded outfielder. You're just shuffling around. The Twins already have a weird outfield, and then why would you take on a piece that you're going to have to trade again? Unless the idea is that he's involved in the trade, and then you factor in what he's going to return you in a trade. But it just seems like too much. I'm not playing chess right now. I want to play checkers.
I don't think there's a deal here.
I don't think there's a deal here either, because the teams that are going to have the prospect capital to make it happen aren't going to move the requisite pieces. And I think that with him just entering ARB eligibility, it's just
Okay.
I mean,
let me interject really quickly. Am I being too stingy? Is my catcher supremacy just overriding the fact that it needs to be Ballesteros and Casey here? Would that get the deal done?
I think it needs to be that plus Jonathan Long and then Alcantara. I really do. But we also might just be disagreeing on the value of Kevin Alcantara. I think that he is preparing for his overseas career right now because he's already... the problem with him is that he is already on the 40-man, and we're running out of option years with him. So we're going to get to the point where he's stuck in prospect limbo before he ever graduates prospect status. So there is that. It dings the value of him quite a bit. Plus, the Cubs have gone out of their way to make sure that he is not their fourth outfielder on the bench, even though that is probably where he plays best. I don't know.
Also, go ahead.
I think they want Jackson Wiggins in a deal.
I was about to say, we also haven't talked about James Triantos, who is, why are we not mentioning him in this as well?
Yeah, he's
Minnesota could use some pitching depth, I feel. It would have to be a super big package because there just isn't... None of these Cubs prospects strike me as, it's not like the dude
headliner
in a deal for a really good pitcher. I think I'm maybe a little higher on Joe Ryan than you guys. I was thinking
he's
like
a playoff number 2.
Everything,
right?
Man.
So then
what is he? He's a playoff number 2, right?
Yeah,
that's
that's what I would say.
Okay, perfect. I
Such
want to
a
make sure that
high.
we're all in agreement.
Those guys just don't come available. It just doesn't happen all that often.
Right. So then if we're at Imanaga starting game 1, Ryan starting game 2, then you've got Matt Boyd as your third game starter. That's all-star Matt Boyd, the peak Matt Boyd. I think that's a fine playoff roster. So but Nate, if you want more pitching, should we change course here and maybe go to a different team and scrap another fake trade?
I think that this trade probably doesn't happen because I'm somewhere in the Casey, Ballesteros, Wiggins, and that feels like a little much. But it's that feels like what you need to throw in. And it's probably a fourth guy too, and
yeah,
I think there are bones for a deal.
Casey is going to the Pirates. I just feel like that's in my bones. He's going to go in the Mitch Keller trade, right? Casey's the headliner in that trade, and then he gets promoted, and then he's swings and misses too much at breaking stuff, doesn't make enough contact to ever really tap into the power. The Cubs have told us what they think of Casey, right, at this point. They don't think that he is and this is a team that thinks they can win a championship. He's not a championship piece for them right now. So I think that we could be talking about a Mitch Keller, Owen Casey trade with Jonathan Long involved, and I think that sort of appeases all parties involved. I think that's a really good way to add some variance to this Cubs rotation. Now, Mitch Keller does have his faults and his blow-up outings like every other pitcher, so he's probably your number 3, and then you're going with Imanaga, Boyd, maybe you splash on Alcantara, and then Keller as your third going into the playoffs.
Yeah. I think Mitch Keller for Owen Casey and Jonathan Long is our trade. I actually really like that deal, and I think we fully pivoted. And what a time out of us, guys. Okay,
right.
I'm gonna let you guys pick our last person. We're gonna do one more here: Alex Bregman or Emmanuel Clase. Who do you want to trade?
Rhys, you pick.
I would like to do both if we could do it quickly. Alex Bregman, you should have been a Tiger this offseason, but I'm not going to complain too much. Let's go with Emmanuel Clase to the Phillies. I feel like that's a fun trade. Dave Dombrowski has been chasing this white whale of an elite closer his entire life. Ever since he came out of the womb, he's been like closer. That was his first word, and Clase is that. So let's workshop this deal.
Okay. I love it. I initially had written down Aiden Miller in my own notes as just kind of one of the guys going in this because I don't know. I wouldn't give up Painter for Clase in my opinion. I don't think that's crazy to say. And I don't think Crawford holds a lot of value, so I think you start with Miller and then you fill around the edges, but I also got to look at some MLB guys on this team.
Miller Tite has to be involved in this trade. Clase has not been having the most Clase season, but he's still one of the most unhittable pitcher. Good contract, signed through 2026. Oh, and 2027 and 2028 team options. Yeah, we're gonna have to start Aiden Miller, Eduardo Tite. I think you have to throw Mick Abel in there as well. You're really emptying out the farm system for him, and this is the guy that you do it for.
I'm already uneasy.
Yeah, I know, but this is their chance to, and this is a team that the core's old. The core is very old. Miller, Tait, Abel, Escobar. I think we're emptying out the farm system here. Gabriel Rincones Jr. I know it's not fun. It's not the most Dante Nori, if you believe in that. I don't. But that's neither here nor there. Who do you guess a 20-year-old?
Let's look at what the Guardians need. Let's look at what the Guardians need and what they
They need some middle infielders. They've only got
return.
30 or 40. What else do they need? They need some pitching. They've only got 1,000 of those. So it'll be middle infielders and pitchers without question. That's what it'll be. So I think Miller. I
think Miller and Abel are your start, 100%.
Miller, Abel, Tait. I think Tait needs to be in the
You think he has to be in the deal?
I think he has to.
that's
Emmanuel
the one that
Clase
hurts the most.
It does, but he's that chance. I don't think Miller's going to be an all. He could be a back end all star reserve site. I mean, Zach McKinstry's going to be a freaking all star for goodness sakes. Shout out to him though. Tait's your chance at getting the 3 to 4 win player, because I think Miller's just going to be a consistent 2.5 WAR player for the majority of his career, and that's fine.
What about the fourth piece is Gabe Rincones Jr.? That way they have an outfielder that is not slapdash. We've got a power corner guy that's kind of got some variance to him. And I think that's fair if we say Miller, Abel, Tait, Rincones. That's like 4 of the top 10 Phillies prospects.
And Max Lazar.
Yeah,
just throw someone weird.
Max Lazar's coming in there just because he's Dynasty closer hierarchy. Shout out. That's your Emmanuel Clase of the future.
There you go. I'll accept it.
Wow, Drew, big package, man.
That's the first time in my life I've ever heard. First time in my life I've ever heard that statement. Second of all, no, I think that's. I think that it's appropriate. Clase has a lot more control than I thought.
A lot.
And like you said, it's an old core, so I don't really like giving so much of the farm. But, I mean, really, I'm upset about losing Tait. And then, yeah, I feel okay.
Guys, we just completed 4 trades. I mean, out of nowhere. We had no plan with this other than names. So I think that we did a decent job.
I agree. I'm proud of us, boys.
Clase has been having a down year for his part, and it's still fantastic. Yeah. Like 19 saves, 3.12 ERA, 40 strikeouts. Everything's looking good. It's just not
easy to have a down year when he had a sub 1 ERA. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we'll take a 3.21 ERA all day long. On Deck
the Phillies need
noted ERA hounds as well. So
I think we underrated Mason Miller. That's going to be my final thought here. And with the package Clase's getting versus the package Miller's getting.
Briseño's, I think Briseño's a tier higher than anybody that they got in that trade. I could be wrong. I could be a homer. I'm not afraid to admit it.
I think Briseño is comfortably above Tait. Not huge above him, but he's certainly a tier above him.
And the Phillies just got a bunch of 50s.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe
Miller's a 50, Tait's a 50, but it's like Tait's a high variance 50.
I would say Tait's not a 50, but I'm not mad at you for saying that. I think Rincones is a 45, and then, I mean, Abel. I'll put Abel as a 50. Sure, I think Abel could be a 55, but he's probably a 50.
I want McAbel to get traded at this deadline so bad. I want him to be a Baltimore Oriole, like just inside of me. That's just how
if we're doing that, then I need Cedric Mullins because I love Cedric.
I know I think that's the deal right there. But that's enough trade talk for today. We're gonna come back with news at Prospects Live and a short "What's on Your Mind." So stick with us.
All right, time for my court-mandated what's going on over at Prospects Live. We have a lot going on, but I really want to stress how excited I am. As you guys are probably listening to this, we are about a day or two away from the MLB draft, and we have maybe the best draft coverage that we've ever had at Prospects Live. I've been here for 5 or 6 years now. Time really flies when you're having somewhat fun. We are having a draft stream with me, Nate, and Will, okay? I think the Dream Team minus Rhys is a really good way to put it. So I think that it's going to be fantastic. We have wall-to-wall coverage of every single pick, I believe. Nate, you could tell me wrong. I don't know how long we're going on day 2. I think we might be going all 10 rounds. I don't know what the plan is for that, but I think we're gonna have so many guests. Nate has put out a fantastic thing on the on Twitter about the list that we have. We now have the MLB draft headquarters. We have so much going on the draft. We have a mock draft coming out today. We have the 400 blurbs, all blurbed out, ready to go, ready for you to enjoy. That is what we have at Prospects Live. And then we also have our normal Fantastic Pro coverage. The daily sheets are rolling out. Max has finally finished up. He's gone through all 30 teams, and he has given you the Ellingson's Edge trademark on what all the teams have done in the past and what he thinks they might do in this draft. We have a Hobby Plus update number 4 with Max Afterburn. We have the Dynasty pickups guys. They have recently, there's a pitcher for the Kansas City Royals. I'm going to let you guys read that. It is a fantastic piece. That is someone who I think you should pick up in all leagues 500 with 500 prospects or more. We have a Futures Game preview with Greg Hucamp, Lucas, and Matthew Thompson, Will's dad. And then we have boots on the ground at the MLB draft. We have this guy named Drew Wheeler and Greg Hucamp are going to be in Atlanta, partying it up. They're probably going to go hit up some strip clubs. I don't know. Have some wings. They're going to pull a Lou Will and just have a great time. And I'm very excited. And with that said, Drew Wheeler, what's on your mind at the strip club?
There goes our monetization.
Yeah, I was about to say, money's gone.
Hey, I didn't say what goes on at a strip club. No,
If
No
I
judgment?
had to, if I was forced to be at a strip club, I would absolutely be working. I would have to have my computer and be working. I don't think there's any period of time longer than 30 minutes where I'm not going to be focused on baseball work while I am away.
It is.
So, anyway.
It's Ron Swanson going to the strip club in Parks and Rec because they have the breakfast buffet.
They have the breakfast buffet. Exactly, Rhys. Okay, what's on my mind? Something, actually. I'm really fond of this. So, my wife, as you guys probably have noticed from seeing around me and on Path to the Show, is a big Taylor Swift fan. So, part of Taylor Swift culture is friendship bracelets. You make bracelets for people that you love, and you trade them, and you make new friends that way. It's kind of baked right into friendship bracelets. Anyway, I told my wife many, many moons ago that I wanted her to make me a friendship bracelet because I don't wear any jewelry other than my wedding ring. So this past Christmas, obviously last September, we lost Gretchen, one of our 2 dachshunds, really unexpectedly. And so Mallory, I told her, I was like, I'd really like a friendship bracelet, and she told me that she was going to make this one for me before my trip. And so when I'm at the draft, that'll be my first major social event wearing my new friendship bracelet, and I really, really like it. I love it a lot. And so that one obviously has a lot of deep sentimental value. And then another one that I'm going to start wearing is actually made from the yarn of a Major League used baseball. It has the hologram from the ball where you can look up and see what game it is. I finally opened it, finally looked it up. It is from opening day 2013, Phillies at Braves. Cole Hamels threw the baseball that I will be wearing the yarn on my wrist soon in the dirt to Freddie Freeman before Freddie hit a 3-run bomb the next pitch. So lots of history on Drew's wrist coming up between my baby girl and Cole Hamels giving up bombs. Old Hollywood Hamels doing fun stuff. Drew has new bracelets, and I like it a lot. And it's nice to have some wrist candy, if you will. So that's what's on my mind. Thoughts, boys?
I'm with it. I think that's awesome. I like the one with Cole Hamels. Do you know if he pulled a Luis Ortiz and threw the ball in the dirt on purpose? That's neither here nor there. I think Cole Hamels has made more than enough money. He doesn't need to do that sort of shenanigans.
That's true.
Rhys is unhinged today, but I think jewelry is awesome. I haven't been a jewelry guy the last couple of years. Fun fact, I used to have my ears pierced, guys. I used to be that guy in high school. Since then, not much jewelry or whatnot, so I think it's cool having bracelets that mean something or whatnot. I haven't found that meaning yet, but I think it's cool that you got something, and then you got a little piece of home heading to the All-Star game in Atlanta. So I think that's pretty
I used to
cool.
wear a chain. I used to wear a gold chain back in the day.
Rhys
You're
is
a real piece of shit.
You know what? That's probably during my piece of shit era. That's gonna get us demonetized. Not my strip club comment.
All right. Well,
No, we
that's
still
what's
get
on my
ads if
mind.
we say soft curse words. Just nothing too
Okay.
hard. I just have to mark it on Spotify now.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, Reese is
well,
real
I
decent.
hate that.
What is a
I hate
what is
that
a
the
hard curse word?
conversation- Oh, jeez.
What is a hard?
Slurs?
Well, that's different than a curse word.
I don't like the
can
direction this
say-
conversation is heading.
Yeah, we need to
Going
squash this.
This is going a dangerous path. I also don't like the fact that we talked about my sweet Gretchen in the conversation with strip clubs. Like, no daddy wants to hear this about their little girl. Nate, what's on your mind?
I'm so sorry. I'm just as bad as Reese.
It's funny. It's funny. I'm making fun.
I'm on my worst behavior today. I'm sorry.
It's a lot going on, man. This is a busy week for the fellas. As you can see in the shorter episode, sorry. Wedding season is upon me. I'm now of the age where people I know are getting married, which is kind of crazy. I know people who are younger than me who have been getting married. But this is my first kind of like good friend wedding I've had. And I'm going to Boise this week. Shout out Ross Jensen. Might have a Twitter meetup over there. Going to Boise for a wedding this weekend before coming back the morning of the draft stream. And I think now I'm in the phase of my life. Rhys, I'm assuming you are still in the wedding phase of your life. And I feel like my next 10 summers, I'm just going to be going to weddings.
I've been in wedding. So I went to high school with a lot of Mormons. So wedding season started pretty early for me, basically right after graduation. So I've been in wedding season for a long time now. I've been in dozens. I've been in the party, I guess we want to call it. I also always wear a gray suit. I just like the way a gray suit looks on me. It just looks nice. Are you a tie on at a wedding or a tie off at a wedding? I'm very tie off at a wedding. I'll tell you a story. My girlfriend's dad. We went to my girlfriend's sister and her now brother-in-law. We went to their wedding. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful ceremony. I wasn't wearing a tie. He comes up to me while we're getting ready to drive to the wedding, and he was like, hey, if you don't know how to put on a tie, I can tie your tie for you. So I was like, I didn't know how to break it to this man that I wasn't wearing a tie. It was a very nice moment, don't get me wrong, but I felt a little embarrassed that I wasn't wearing a tie. So, yeah, I don't know if you're a tie on or tie off guy at a wedding. What about you, Drew?
I like the tie for a wedding. It's ironic because I mean you guys have seen the outfit that I'm wearing for the draft, which is a suit moment for me. I'm gonna wear a suit just because I want to be very professional, make a good impression visually. But that said, I'm not wearing a tie there, so keeping it a little cash. But at a wedding, I don't know. I try to be respectful in that regard. Not that a tie is disrespect. Not that the lack of tie is disrespectful. I don't know. I don't get to wear a suit all that often. I don't know. I like it. I like the tie. It makes for good photos with my wife also. So
I don't know how to tie a tie. I've only had to wear a tie sparingly throughout my life. I always think it's funny because, like, I'll ask my dad to, like, tie my tie for me or whatever, and that's, like, a wholesome father-son moment or whatever. But I've been in pinches before. I've had to ask, like, random men before to tie a tie for me, which is always
It's a very intimate moment. It's a very intimate...
They will always do it. And they're like, heck yeah, brother. Like, it's like men will help younger men out by tying their tie for them. And I think that's a cool thing about manhood.
It is so cool, Nate. I love that you bring that up because I remember on a trip for, I don't even remember what it's called, the marketing club in high school. I was rooming with a buddy of mine from my school and then two other guys from another school kind of close. We were all in the same room. I was the only guy that knew how to tie a tie. Ties were mandatory at this deal. So I tied everyone's ties that morning. I felt like the biggest superstar G of all time. I was the tie guy.
Yeah, it's a thing. This wedding is slightly more casual. It's cocktail party attire and all black. So I actually don't have an outfit yet. I might buy it in Boise the night before. All black cocktail attire, I think, like, really nice short sleeve black dress shirt button up. I think that plays at like an outdoor wedding and cocktail attire, and then just nice black pants and black shoes.
Leather pants.
No hat is just going to be like, what is going to happen to me?
Yeah, I don't know what
you're not going to see a damn picture from this wedding. I'll tell you. I might need to just buzz my hair Drew style at this point. I don't know what my hair looks like. I just haven't
What do you-
attempted it.
Nate wakes up with a hat on. He just went to bed with a hat on. He doesn't even know what
Reese,
it looks like.
it's a sleeping cap, and then as soon as he takes it off, it's a hat on.
I don't think you. Oh, I got big. For a
Big
second.
Nate, what's
I don't
up?
think you
Big
guys understand that the hat is the last thing I take off before I go to bed. I'm in bed. sitting
shower
there
with the hat
my
on?
laptop doing stuff or whatever, and then I take my hat off and I turn off the lights and I go to bed.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like socks come off before the hat does.
You're like Hey Arnold.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a.
You're like Tobias in the Never Nudes, but never without a hat. Interesting.
Yeah, and it's. I don't even have horrible
Yes,
hair.
Reese.
I just feel comfortable in a hat. It's a baseball guy thing, I suppose. I don't know. You see me and my friends out. We're all wearing hats. It's just a mandatory thing, I suppose. But yeah, that's my what's on your mind. Sorry. Let me kick it over to Rhys here.
Okay, mine's going to be also attire related. What do I even wear to this draft stream? I have 2 days that I have to plan something out. Nate has been telling me I need to dress up. Do I need to dress up?
I got something.
I think
on this.
you got something
you?
on this. Okay.
Okay.
Did you-
I normally.
No, well, no, not technically. Did you fill out the draft stream availability form, Rhys?
No, I just assumed that I was like grandfathered in. I did not fill out anything.
What kind of unprofessional?
Well, you should have at
excuse
least
me.
checked it because the last question was, should Rhys wear a suit
Yeah.
to the draft stream? And I'm going to come at you with answers right here. All right?
Okay.
Hold on, how do I question?
Dude, I don't even. I'm gonna be honest. I don't even read the rundown for Path of the Show before we record. I don't read. I don't read on deck. I just sort of come in. Nate texts us what we're talking about, and that's what I go with.
So, Rhys, 63% of Prospects Live employees said that you should wear a suit for the draft stream. So that means you have to at least wear something nice.
I have to
at some
replace 63% of people, is what I'm realizing.
Can you give
There's
names of those that said no, Nate? That way he'll have his
Yeah.
favorites.
Yeah, it might take a second.
If Will said yes, Will's done. Will's gone.
Mitch,
Will's toast.
Mitch said yes, you do have to wear a suit.
Mitch is a Michigan State fan. I don't want to hear any nonsense from him. It's gross.
Juicy
Anyways,
Jensen hit you with the yes.
Oh, the
The
juice.
yes.
James,
I'm not calling another man juice. I love Alex, but like I'm not calling another man jucy. I'm sorry. I draw the line there.
That's why I
James
call
said
him
no.
Juice.
Joshua said yes.
Who is? Who's Joshua? Oh, is he the new guy?
Yeah.
He's the Angels guy.
Yeah.
Shout out Josh.
Ethan Cagno said yes.
Tags.
Max Ellingson, yes. Good, Max. Jake Bardry said no.
Jace, my boy.
Drew Wheeler said no. It's ridiculous. Harris said no.
Shout out
Adam,
Harris.
yes, of course. And
Adam would
is
say
the
yes.
law. And then Trevor also said yes. So I don't know. This is on you. If you want to.
Can I confess
upset
something to you,
people.
Reese? I said no
Yeah.
because I don't want anybody on this stream to look better than I do.
I don't even know if I have a button-up shirt.
You don't need a button-up shirt. You said to me, just wear a polo with the jacket. That would look really nice. Dude,
Yeah,
Reese,
but
you
you
can
know-
wear
you-
basketball shorts, polo jacket. Nobody will see you from the
Oh, that's
waist
what
down.
that's what I'm doing. That's what I do on Path of the Show. That's what I'm doing right now. Although right now I'm dressed a little bit more casually. Okay,
Reese,
I'll wear
I'm
a
gonna
suit
say
jacket
no,
for
no.
one of them.
I'm
No?
going to say no. I'm going to say
I have a
no
few suit
because me
jackets.
and Will aren't going to be dressed up. Because I don't know.
You know what? Now I'm going to do it. I'm going to force you guys to dress up. Like if this is the
think you all
nonsense that we're
should.
getting into in the draft, I think.
I think
You know what would be
attire
awesome?
is going to have to be interesting, and I'm going to have to start asking our guests if any of them can come in like a tuxedo or something.
If someone comes in with a tuxedo, I'll Venmo them $5.
A monocle, maybe? I don't know.
You heard it here first. You want $5? Tux it up. Tux for bucks. Hashtag it.
Finding a tuxedo on a last minute would be fantastic.
I don't put it past
Okay.
you. You're the magic
Okay,
man.
so I'm gonna wear a golf polo is what I've decided. I might wear 2 different ones. Those who've watched Path of the Show know I only own like 3. So I'll wear whatever the rotation that I wear there. Okay, we got to get out of here. Nate's got people to go see. Drew's got things he's got to go do. I got to go lead a meeting. Where can they find you on socials, Drew?
First of all, you can find me on the Twitter machine at drewisokay. I wish that you would find me on the Instagram at drewisokay. Please find me at Prospects Live. I'm going to have quite a bit of work coming out soon because, we've got some stuff happening and I'm going to be a part of that. And then on the Blue Sky, I wish that you would follow me at. I'm scanning. All right, follow me at. Tell me when to stop, Nate.
Stop.
Follow me at msimeone.bsky.social. That's totally me.
Where can they find you, Nate?
You guys can find me on the Lime Bike app. The other day I spent $30 on one Lime Bike ride. I rode from downtown Seattle to my home, crossed bridges over water, got yelled at a multitude of times, but that's okay. You can find me on the Lime Bike app. There's a Ride Together feature where we could ride Lime Bikes together, so there you go.
You can find me on Twitter at rhysbwhite, Blue Sky, where I hate being. It's the bane of my existence. Rhys White, social, Blue Sky, nonsense, garbage. Anyways, and you can follow all of our work over at Prospects Live. Thank you to everybody for tuning in to On Deck, and thank you to the Drop Teams for their fantastic music. I'm very excited to get back and record with the boys after the MLB draft. See you guys later.
I can't let her go. I can't let